Hi everyone, my name is Anirudh Pal. I'm here to present the dashboard which I have been working with for last couple of weeks. It has been an incredible experience. Thank you so much, CodeBasic team, for the real-time data and the opportunity. So let's dig into the presentation. So this is the home page of my dashboard. We can see there are three different analyses on the left hand side. Uh, let's start with the first department, which is stamp analysis. The first dashboard is on district wise document registration. So we can see the district wise document registration revenue in Telangana. So here Rangareddy, Medchal, Malkajgiri, and Hyderabad are in the top contributors, indicating high economic activity in the urban centers. There are disparities in revenue generation, significant variation across district, necessitating targeted policies to uplift economically lagging areas. So at the top, we can see the top four having huge revenue contribution in comparison to the other districts, right? Now, significance of Sangareddy and Hanuman Konda. These districts emerge as a crucial economic hubs, warranting strategic focus for sustained growth. These two, 22 billion and around 8 billion, Hanuman Konda. Rural district like Kumarabhim, Asifabad, and Mulugu, the bottom two, have potential growth through initiatives in agriculture and cottage industry. So from this dashboard or from this graph, we can see the majority of the districts have very low revenue contribution. Only some top urban districts are contributing the majority of the revenue. Okay, the next one is top 5 districts in document registration growth from the financial year 19 to 22. These 5 districts have shown tremendous growth in comparison to 2019 data and 22 data. They have exhibited remarkably high document registration revenue growth, ranging from approximately 91.7% to 170%. What insight we can draw from this is rural and semi-urban districts lead the growth. So Mulugu, Adilabad, Karimnagar, Mancherial are predominantly rural or semi-urban areas. This indicates a notable economic expansion in these districts, potentially driven by factors such as increased land transactions, property development, or infrastructure projects. Right? Whereas Medchal Malkajgiri, encompassing urban and suburban areas, also experience substantial documentation revenue growth. This suggests ongoing urban development, real estate activities, and possibly increased demand for commercial and residential properties. Right? Okay, moving on. The next question was to segment the districts in three different categories based on the revenue. Right? So I have three buttons at the top right corner where I have segmented the revenue, segmented the districts based on the revenue. If you look at group 1, it is a range from 0.27 billion to 1.8 billion. We can see the district distribution here in the map. In group 2, we have a range of 2.15 billion to 4 billion. And in group 3, the top revenue contributors from 5.19 billion to 140 billion. Okay, so this is how the overall picture looks like. Moving on, the next is impact of e-stamp challan implementation on the count of document registration and e-stamp challan. So after the introduction of e-stamp challan in December 2020, over here, there was a significant increase in the count of e-stamp challans. From here, we can see the significant increase. Meanwhile, the count of registered document remained relatively stable with some fluctuations here and there. So this indicates there's a clear shift in the pattern showcasing the adoption and utilization of e-stamp challans in the registration process. So the moment you have introduced e-stamp challan, digital way of registering document, it has been a successful journey since then, though there are areas where we can uh, make improvements. So my suggestion to the government is, number one, promote awareness and training. For example, conduct awareness campaign, training programs for stakeholders involved in the registration process. This will ensure smooth adoption and utilization of e-stamp challans. Second suggestion could be continuously improve the user interface and functionality of the e-stamp challan systems to make it more user friendly. Third could be incentivize adoption. For example, consider providing incentives or reward the early adopters or those who demonstrate exceptional usage of e-stamp challan systems. Lastly, feedback is very important. Establish a feedback mechanism. People who are using it, they can give a feedback, how is the experience, and based on that you can change the system. And security, which is very important, ensure that robust security measures are in place to protect sensitive information and transactions conducted through the e-stamp challan system. Okay, so far so good. Moving on to the next point. The next point was to identify top 5 districts where e-stamp challan revenue is more than document registration revenue. Here, the list is leading by Rangareddy, followed by Hyderabad, Hanuman Gonda, Yadadri, Bhuvanagiri, and Khammam. So these insights highlight the significant role of e-stamp services in revenue generation for certain districts, which may be attributed to factors like increased adoption of digital documentation and transaction. So these areas, especially the urban areas, has shown fast adoption to e-stamp challan. That's why e-stamp revenue is more than document registration revenue. Next was the revenue comparison between document registration and e-stamp challan across districts. So this is 100% bar stacked bar chart. We can see the contribution of both the revenues, starting from Renga Reddy, which is 57% in the document revenue and 42% or 43% approximately in East Time Chalan. Uh, Lowest maybe Jangao, where 38% is in East Ham and 61% in, not lowest, East Ham Chalan is 38% here. So this gives you an idea about how the percentage contribution of revenue between documentation and East Ham Chalan. Okay, so this is all about stamp registration revenue analysis. Moving on to the second department, which is transport department. The first question was, is there a seasonality in vehicle sales district wise? So here we can see it is month wise measured, total vehicles sold. We can see seasonality in Hyderabad, in Medchal Malkajgiri, the urban belt, and Rengareddy. Others also have seasonality, but as the vehicle sales count is low, so the seasonality tells us what there are certain months where the sale is high. For example, August monsoon, Rengareddy, 83,000 vehicles sold. Again, March year end, 87,000. Again, October festival, people tend to buy more vehicles in these months. So same we can see for Medchal Malkajgiri also. See, August, March, October. There's a dip also in May in all the districts. This dip is due to uh, first quarter after the year end. Sale is lower. See, in Hyderabad also the similar story. August monsoon season, starting of monsoon, March year end, October festivities. So there is a clear vehicle sales seasonality district wise we can figure out from this graph. Second is vehicle class distribution across districts financial year 2022. So here what we're trying to understand is there any specific district which has preference to a particular class of vehicles. So this this should be the all the districts. I have put in only 10 filters here. You can see top 10 by total number of vehicles sold, because otherwise it will not fit into the screen. We can change it and we can make it all the districts. Here I just want to make 2 points. We can see Hyderabad has a preference for motorcycle. They have sold around 2 lakhs in financial year 2022, and they have sold auto rickshaw 8,000. So they have a preference to these two because auto rickshaw runs in the urban areas like Hyderabad. Rengareddy also has a preference of motor cars. We can see 72,000 vehicles sold in Rengareddy in motor cars only. In comparison to Medchal, Melkajgiri and Hyderabad, Rengareddy is more, 10,000 more. So they have a preference on motor cars, right? Okay, moving on the next question. Top three and bottom three vehicle sales growth in financial year 21-22. So top top three districts shown highest vehicle sales growth from in 22 compared to 21 is Rengareddy, Hyderabad and Karimnagar, whereas top is 12%. Whereas Warangal, Jagital, Nirmal has shown a major decline from FY21 to FY22. This could be due to economical factors, government policies, it could be anything, right? So these three were the questions on vehicle or transport department. Our next is TS IPAS analysis, which is investment by sectors. The first question was figure out top five investments by sector in financial year 2022. So here we can see plastic and rubber leading with 58.5 billion, then comes pharmaceutical and chemicals, and then comes real estate. So these are the top five investments by sectors in financial year 2022. Next question is top three districts for major sector investments. Which are the districts top have attracted most significant sector investments during financial year 29 to 2022? The list is topped by Rengareddy again, 345 billion, whereas the second position is 59 billion, which is much less than the half of Rengareddy. Possible factors led to the substantial investment in these particular districts can be proximity to urban centers. Rengareddy is close to Hyderabad, right? Districts are generally close to major urban centers like Hyderabad, which is the capital town of Telangana. And due to proximity, urban areas can make this district attractive for business due to better connectivity, access to a skilled workforce, and availability of resources, right? Second factor can be availability of well developed infrastructure such as roads, airports, industrial parks can be significant factor here. Government policies and incentives can be another reason, right? Government might have implemented policies and provided incentives to attract investment in these districts. That's why the investment is more. These can include tax breaks, subsidies, and other benefits for businesses setting up for operations. Industry clusters can be another reason. Presence of established industry clusters in these districts can be draw for business. Clusters create a conducive environment for businesses to thrive as they benefit from proximity to suppliers, customers, and related industries. So, other factors also can be the reason, maybe availability of land, skilled labor force, market demand, supportive ecosystem, political stability, infrastructure development plans, and natural resources and raw materials. So, these are the possible factors which led to this three district attracted most significant sector investments. Right? Okay, moving on to the next question, which is about relationship between district investment, vehicle sales, and stamp revenue. So these three departments have some relationship. If it is yes, then what is the relationship? We'll try to figure out here district wise, right? So on the right hand side we have districts. At the top we have the matrix for these three variables. Currently, Sengareddy data is in display. Left hand side talks about total vehicles sold during 21-22. Right graph talks about stamp revenue and total investment during financial year 2022. Let's look at Hyderabad. So over the years, total stamp revenue, total investment, the relationship we can figure out from here. For example, Medchal Malkajgiri. Let's see how it works. Q4 21, Q3, Q2, Q1. Right? So this is how the distribution is. Every district has a different story. For example, Nalgonda. Let's look at our top contributor, Rengareddy. From 21 to 22, if the investment decreases, stamp revenue also decreases, and vehicle sold is also decreased. So there's a clear correlation in Rengareddy, right? If it's in Hyderabad, again it's a correlation here. Over the years 21-22, it has decreased all three variables, right? So this will give you an idea. Each district has different characters, but they are correlated with each other. Moving on to the next analysis. Substantial investment in sectors across districts. Which are the districts, or rather which are the sectors where the investment was substantial between 21 and 22 financial year? So pharma, chemical, plastic and rubber, real estate, industrial parks and IT buildings, these three showed substantial investment between 21 and 22, whereas Rengareddy is leading with 90,000 million. And followed by Sangareddy and Medchal Malkajgiri. We can see Hyderabad is not in the list in the sector investments, which says a lot. Okay, moving on. Sector wise investment trend analysis. Is there a seasonality sector wise? Right? Which are the months, which are the seasons where certain sectors are invested more or certain sectors are invested less? So the pattern which we can understand is pharmaceuticals and chemicals. This sector experiences higher investments in February, May, and August. Right? This could be due to various factors such as annual budget allocation, industry specific events, or regulatory cycles. Similarly, paper and printing Paper and printing here. Investment in this sector peaks in July. See, in July, paper and printing 7.43 billion, indicating a potential seasonal trend. This could be attributed to factors like increased demand, maybe in this particular month, for printed materials during certain periods. Right? Next is real estate, industrial parks, and IT buildings. This department or this sector experienced surge in investment in the month of February. In the month of February, we can see real estate. Real estate comes here, 178 billion, indicating a potential pattern related to fiscal cycles or planning period. February, March is year end, so that could be a reason. And the fourth, and the next one is fertilizers, organic and inorganic pesticides, insecticides, other related. There is a notable spike in investment in December in this particular sector, which could be linked to year end budget allocations or agricultural cycle. December fertilizers, here we can see 52.7 billion. Similarly, automobile experiencing variations in investment with zero investments in February. We can see automobile doesn't have any investment in automobile. It is zero here. Solar and other renewable energy investment in this sector shows some variability with peaks in March and July. This could be linked to factors like favorable weather conditions for renewable energy projects. So this is sector-wise investment trend seasonality, right? So the major three departments, this is the picture looks like. If we look at the secondary analysis, the question was what are the top 5 districts to buy commercial properties in Telangana? Justify your answer. So maybe first one is Hyderabad. Why Hyderabad? It houses numerous IT parks, business centers, corporate houses, commercial hubs. It has a robust economy, well developed infrastructure, thriving business ecosystem. Make it to the top choice for investing in commercial properties. Second is Rengareddy. Because it surrounds Hyderabad, it is an extension of the city's economic influence, right? It hosts various industrial zones, tech parks, and commercial centers. Proximity to Hyderabad, coupled with good connectivity, makes Rengareddy an attractive option for commercial property. Third district is Medchal Malkajgiri. It's a part of Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation GHMC area and witnessing a rapid urbanization. Fourth is Warangal Urban. It is again a significant industrial and educational hub in Telangana. It also hosts various industries, educational institutions, and commercial establishments. The presence of industries and a skilled workforce, along with ongoing infrastructural development projects, contribute to its attractiveness for commercial property investment. And last is Karimnagar. It's an emerging as a key commercial center in Telangana. It has a growing retail sector, markets, and industrial zones. The district's central location is the state, and its potential for further economic development make it an appealing choice for investing in commercial properties. This is second. The first and second was what are the significant policies or initiatives were put into effect to enhance economic growth, investments, and employment in Telangana by the current government. This there are numerous. I have selected top 6 or 7. First one is KCI Nutrition Kit. It is launched yet another pioneering initiative by KCI Nutrition Kits, which is aimed at reducing anemia and providing hemoglobin levels in pregnant women. Each kit contains a kg of nutritional mix powder, a kg of dates, 3 bottles of iron syrup, 500 grams of ghee, and a cup. Right? Then Mana Oru is another program. Dalit Bandhu is another program. So these are the programs or policies or initiative by the government for enhance the economic growth. The third secondary analysis was top 5 insights and recommendations to Telangana government for sustained growth in next 5 years based on my analysis. So from my analysis, I have jotted down 5 insights and recommendations. Number 1 is promote district specific economic development plans. Recognize the unique strengths and economic potential of each district. Develop tailored economic development plans that leverage existing resources, industries, and infrastructure to stimulate growth. Boost urban economic hubs. Continue to invest in and support urban centers like Hyderabad, Rengareddy, Medchal Melkajgiri. These districts serve as economic engines and require continued infrastructure development and business support. Third is address disparities across districts because initially we've seen that there are certain districts which has a huge revenue potential, whereas the rest are lagging behind with a huge amount. So implement targeted policies and initiatives to bridge the revenue gap between districts. Focus on providing necessary infrastructure, skill development, and business incentives to promote balanced economic growth. Fourth point, stimulate real estate and construction sectors. Encourage further development in these real estate and construction sectors, particularly in districts with high revenue figures, right? Like Rengareddy or Hyderabad. This can be achieved through streamlined regulatory processes, investment incentives, and infrastructure improvements. And fifth one, embrace digital transformation. Leverage the success of e-stamp services in districts like Rangareddy and Hyderabad to promote digitization in the other areas, right? So the areas where e-stamp implementation is less. Expand digital service, improve connectivity, and provide training to increase adoption across these states. So here is the end of my dashboard presentation on Telangana government. Again, I would like to thank CodeBasic team for giving us the opportunity. Thank you so much. Have a great day.